On the road again. Central Florida. Well, at least the center of that big phallic thing. Don't know what you call it. And nice sunny day. Partly cloudy. Yeah, temperature, I don't know, about 73, 74 Fahrenheit, 24 Celsius. It's been cool. However, it's a lot cooler in Canada. Minus 31 Celsius in New Brunswick, which is probably, I'm thinking about minus 20, 21 Fahrenheit. It's darn cold up there. I don't miss it. But since the last video, remember the issue I had with my tooth? Well, I got that fixed. It turned out it wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. Finding a dentist in Florida. I mean, there's dentists in Florida too, believe me. But I decided not to go to the the little dentist in the shack somewhere out in the swamp. Thought that was probably better to be an urban thing, so I went into Daytona Beach and found one. First phone call, recommendation. They had a cancellation, took me the next day, which was perfect. And it was probably like one of the easiest dental trips I've ever taken. Went in, froze me up, but they froze me up one needle in one spot and it just froze the tooth. Didn't freeze my lip, it didn't freeze my gums, nothing. So I could actually eat afterwards, which was really awesome. Great job, in and out. I could even, as soon as I got out there, I could have lunch because I wasn't all frozen up and drooling, which was great. Cost me $235, which to me was a bargain. Didn't have to go 1,500 miles to Mexico. What are people thinking? Go to Mexico for a filling? No, $235. I was out of there. It's permanent. Nothing else I can do. I've got no pain, no issues whatsoever. Easy peasy. Anyway, back to camping, the more important stuff. I'm off to another area today. I don't really know anything about it. It's a wildlife, what is it called? I gotta look here. Water Management District. Apparently there is free camping there, but you have to register online ahead of time, and I did that. There's quite a few places to camp in these water management districts. However, in peak season, most of them are filled up, and I tried many. I think I tried about 10, and I couldn't get anything until like the end of February. So I found one. No issues whatsoever. So I'm kind of curious what I got myself into. Why is nobody else at this place? I guess I'm going to find out. About 2.5 hours from Daytona Beach, I came to the gate of the Kiso Water Management Area. Although the camping is free, you must get a permit in advance, which gives you the gate combination to enter. After the camp host checks your permit, you're good for 8 days. Well, this is it. There's cows here. Right on. One of those cattle left a gift, just like Alberta. Beautiful day. Well, now that I'm getting settled, there are some things I have to take care of. And one thing I have to do right away because there's something that's down here that could be harmful and I got to be prepared for it. And guess what? I already got one. A tick. Remember these little devils? There's one right there. And yeah, I already found this tick. I don't know where I picked him up, and I don't know what type he is yet. I haven't figured that out, but no more ticks. I bought some permethrin, I guess you call it. For some strange reason, you cannot get this in Canada. Even though the Canadian military uses it, you can't buy it. You can buy it anywhere in the US, but in Canada, it's not banned, it's just not available. And this is an insect repellent that goes on your clothing. I definitely want to try that. There's a lot of bushes and a lot of opportunities for ticks to just jump out or grab onto you as you're going through the bushes. So before I do any hiking, I better put this on my clothes. Now, according to the instructions on the bottle, it treats only 4 garments. So I've got to decide what 4 I'm going to treat. And the good thing is it's effective for 42 days or 6 washes. Now that's really good because, like, obviously with insect repellent, it only lasts a few hours and you got to put it on again. So this is good for 42 days, which is great. However, it's got to be the clothing that I'm going to use for those 42 days, especially when I can only do 4 garments. I'm going to start off with my hiking pants. That seems the logical choice because they are in contact with the bushes like they are right there a lot. Socks would be a good second, but the problem is I'm always changing my socks. So 4 garments, remember, I think I'd rather do 4 pairs of pants than do like 3 pairs of socks in one. So I'm going to start off with the pants. According to the instructions, I've got to spray them all over for about 30 seconds. You can't put it on when they're on you. There's no contact with the skin. So I've got this post here. Should work. Let's spray away. Now this is not as easy as it seems because I am actually getting it on my hands. I'm trying to avoid it, but it's kind of tough. Probably easier if you have a clothesline, but it's kind of funny when you read the instructions here. Is if you do get it on your hands, it says wash thoroughly with soap and water before handling and before doing things like drinking, chewing gum, chewing tobacco, or going to the toilet. Oh no, I better get this over with quick. Can't go to the toilet. I don't exactly know what would happen, and probably I don't want to know. Well, the pants are drying. But one thing I haven't done lately is put the awning down. It was a little windy. I didn't want to take the chance, but now there's no wind and there's pretty well no chance of rain. The sun is pretty bright. There's not a cloud in the sky, so it's the sun I need the shade for. So let's kind of get her down. One thing I've been noticing on my awning is in this area right here, there's these little spider web like cracks, like here and here and here. And they seem to be getting worse. The awning's at least 10 years old, and it's starting to deteriorate. I'm not about to replace the awning right now. I mean, overall it still works, but I think some repairs are in order. Now, this spot was not desirable for many because it's not in the trees, which is the exact opposite for me. I do want an open space for my solar panels. It's not that hot that I'm just going to be sweating my brains out in the camper. So in January and early February, for me, this is perfect. And with a little bit of a breeze, it was a great time to just sit out in the camper and enjoy a little sunshine. Well, now that I've had my vitamin D, it's time to work on the awning. I need to repair those cracks, and I bought some Camco RV awning repair tape. Easy to get. It's on Amazon. You can get it wherever. I think even Walmart sells it. And it's 3 inches by 15 feet, the roll. The instructions are pretty straightforward. It says here, make sure the surface is clean and dry. Clean it with mild soap and water if necessary. And use rubbing alcohol on a clean white cloth to scrub the tape bonding area thoroughly to remove any coating that would resist the adhesive bond. It wasn't very expensive. Why not give it a try? The next step, without touching the adhesive, apply the tape to the completely dry surface, then use hand pressure to smooth out the tape. Well, it turns out this is not as easy as you might think, because from above those cracks are invisible. I actually put an X on one spot because I didn't know where it was, and the tape sticks to the scissors, so you've got to make these squares in advance. And yeah, I'm gonna have an X there, but I don't really care as long as it keeps the water out. Well, I think I've got them all. I just have to wait for it to rain, which is not going to be today. Well, I think you can hear that. It's been raining, just like I knew it would. And that's perfect because I get to see if that awning repair tape actually worked. I put it all over these cracks right here. And are they dry? Absolutely bone dry, but there is one spot over here I didn't do yet, and there's a drop of water. So as far as Camco RV awning repair tape, it's a winner. Well, that's one down and one to go. To test the tick repellent, I simply needed to find a place that was known for ticks. And what area would you be more concerned about ticks? How about Tick Island? There's got to be some there. Well, the good news is I didn't find any ticks on me, but I couldn't really prove there were ticks here in the first place. Perhaps I'll wait for mosquito season and test again. But the furry critters ticks love were certainly in the area, at least just before I got here. Well, that was fun. I can't say it was exciting or dramatic. It was a little bit subtle. I think this video is going to be a little bit subtle because, well, sometimes nothing exciting happens, but doesn't mean it's not enjoyable. Subtle is good. Subtle clears your brain of all this noise around you, the extremes. You don't need an adrenaline rush every time you go out in the woods. Just listen to the wind. Enjoy the subtle things. Enjoy the subtle things in life. There's nothing wrong with that either. Now, subtleties aside, it wouldn't be right to go all the way to Florida and not see the spectacular wildlife. So on a side visit to Blue Springs State Park near Orlando, I found a true animal oasis. Florida is a land of extreme diversity when it comes to wildlife. And although many see pink flamingos as the icon for the state, I feel another more mysterious creature deserves that title. This is a Florida manatee, also known by its less flattering name, the sea cow. In the warmer months, they feed on seagrass in the coastal estuaries. But when it gets a little cold, they group together in the warm springs of the inland rivers, like the St. Johns River. And as those graceful sea cows slowly headed out to feed, I headed back to camp where a not-so-graceful land cow was waiting. but there was no beef in the menu. A little veggie stir fry, noodles, veggie dogs, and broccoli. Very simple, very easy, and very delicious. Well, the sun's just gone down. End of one day, ready to start a new one. And I'm drinking boiled swamp water. It's horrible stuff. It smells just awful. But unfortunately, my both of my filtration systems, including this one, the Life Straw, are all plugged up. They have to be reactivated. And so I'm soaking it right now. And yeah, fortunately, I have one other thing that's better than swamp water. That's a beer. But I haven't drank enough water today, so I gotta down this one first. Oh, there. Now I'm rehydrated. Time for the good stuff. Sweet water. Oh yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out my others as well. I'm gonna chill. Enjoy the night. As brief as it was, my Florida adventure was drawing to a close, and in the morning I'd be off to another state. I hope you'll join me as I continue to explore the Southeast US.